part, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. The next question is, what is your favorite setting for casual music playing? I don't know if I understand the question, but when I play with my band Comus Vagantes, we don't really play on stages most of the time. It's most of the time we play on the grass ground or in the middle of a crowd, and I like when people are dancing, and that's the best setting for me for casual music. And if I could play in the forest most of the time, that would be the perfect setting for me. Yeah, I just love being outside and play music. The next question comes from Flavio Yadelino. He says, "Hi, are you okay?" Yes, I'm fine. How you became interested in these instruments? Send a hello to Brazil. First, hello to Brazil. And the second one, I've always been very interested in instruments, and most of all in folk instruments. I've also studied musicology, where we talked a lot about different types of instruments and where they come from. And I've also been part of a huge medieval and folk community where you meet a lot of different artists playing different unusual instruments like bagpipes and hurdy-gurdys, and that's why I fell in love with these instruments and wanted to know more about them. Yeah, I'm just very interested in unusual instruments. Maria Runa has two questions, and the first one is, how did you get into the band you play in now? For everybody who doesn't know, I play in two bands actually. The first one is Comus Vagantes, and the second one is Kranzeit. Back in 2014, I played a festival together with my previous medieval band, and there I met Lars. He's also a bagpipe player for Comus Vagantes, and he was there with his other medieval rock band Impius Mundi, and we just felt that we have a great connection to each other. And we talked a lot about bagpipes and so on, and a few months later he asked me to help out for a concert and playing bagpipes there. So I joined his band Impius Mundi for a gig on a festival. A few weeks later he asked me again to help out for his other band Comus Vagantes, and I'm now part of the band for 6 years now. And my second band, Kranzeit, I joined the band in 2019, and we've known each other 2 or 3 years before, I guess. Their previous hurdy-gurdy player, Jessie, wanted to leave the band, and she called me and asked me if I know someone who could join the band and plays quite well the hurdy-gurdy. I just left my previous band, Mytemia, and I said, okay, so here I am. What about me? And then we met in person and played some songs together, and a few weeks later I played my first concert with Kranzeit. And the second question, were there any barriers that you had to overcome to be a musician? I think the most important thing about being a musician is that you know what you're doing and that you love what you're doing. You have to be sure about the fact that you don't have always the same income. So if I have another job, I go to work and I have the same income every month, and that's not how it works for artists. So I don't know, I think if you want to do it and you do everything for it, then it works, and you can definitely overcome every barrier there is. If you went on a date with yourself from 10 years ago, where would you go? I would go to the same place as I would go to now. I would go into the forest and just go to a fireplace, make some fire and some stick bread. I don't know if you know, it's small bread that you put on a wooden stick and hold it over the fire and wait until it's done. And of course I would have some tea there and lovely conversations. Okay, the next question is, what myth and legends do you like? A lot, but my favorite one is about the headless horseman, not the one from Sleepy Hollow, more the German one. The legend says that he's a headless man coming out of the grave and touches people, and if you were touched by the horseman, the headless horseman, then you will die until a few days. That's my favorite legend, and I also wrote a song about it. You can find it on the new album from my band Keimzeit, and it's called Durch den Sturm. And yeah, it's about the German legend about the headless horseman. Ron wants to know, do you ever feel the need to deliver or to keep up with yourself others? I would say it's partly yes and partly no, because yes, I definitely have the feeling of the need to deliver something and to be present. But when I think about other artists, I love to see that they are not perfect, that we are just the same, and it's more authentic, and you feel much closer if a person also have failures, and I think you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm very ambitious and critical, and I always want to do it perfectly, but I also know it's not about being perfect, and it's not possible to be perfect. So yeah, and I'm very focused on myself, and really I don't really care about what other people are doing, because I just do what I love and I will keep doing it. And so yeah, I don't really have the feeling of that I need to deliver something. I just want to send you good vibes to you. You are a very talented musician. Greetings from Chile. Greetings from Germany, and thank you very much. Here's a question I've already answered, but let's do it again. What instrument that you don't play yet would you really love to be able to play? I would really like to play nyckelharpa and pipes. Another one. Hello, thank you for your creativity. Do you play the lute? No, I have one, but a small one. Wait, it's this one. Yeah, it's kind of like a guitar, and so I play the basics. But there are also the huge ones. I think you meant the huge lutes, and I don't play those huge lutes. But this one, okay, it's not tuned. Okay, here's the last question. I have to read it and answer it in German. I don't think I want to translate it. So, gehen wir mal eins Cola reinsaufen, wenn du wieder schwimmen kannst. I think you need to have to read this. Ja. Können wir tun. Sehr gerne sogar. Eins Cola reinsaufen. Okay everybody, that's it. I hope I answered all your questions, and if you have another question, just tell me in the comments, or maybe you have an idea for a video, then just tell me. And I also have a Patreon page where you can support me and my projects. I share a lot of behind the scenes stuff on Patreon, and yeah, it's very important for me at the moment because of this whole pandemic situation. So just have a look on my Patreon page. I will link it here or here. And the link is also in the description box. Have a wonderful April, and see you on my next video. Bye.